Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lydia. Today I bring you my first ever book haul that well, not my first book haul, but the first book haul I will have filmed and posted to YouTube. This one is actually a huge book haul. It's not my most recent, but yeah. This one is a total of 17 books, I believe. There's a lot here. I'm going to try my best to tell you about them. I don't know much about a lot of them. I do have a somewhat of an idea about some of them. But yeah, anyways, let's just hop right into it and get going. So the first set of books are actually textbooks, and I needed this for my English literature course. I didn't want to buy them brand new since brand new is pricey, and if I could get them used, which I could because I got them, it was great. If I could get any book used, that's great. So they're the Norton anthologies for English literature, and I got the Romantic Period. It was free. Victorian Age, $2 at a used bookstore. The 20th Century and After, also $2 at the used bookstore. The Restoration and the 18th Century, also $2 at the used bookstore. These are amazing. They're actually in perfect condition. The one that was free is written in and annotated, only like a couple of pages though, so it's not that big of a deal. And anyways, who's looking forward to getting into textbooks? Me, because I love educational books. I think they're amazing. They're really fun and inspiring in their own way. Yeah. The next book I picked up at the used bookstore is The Dubliners by James Joyce. And this one, I had no idea what this was. I think it's a compilation of short stories or something. I think these short stories are a combination to kind of reflect on the human condition in a way. I don't know. I thought this was just one big novel called Dubliners. But apparently it's a bunch of short stories. Yeah, it looks like a bunch of stories of different characters that it follows to kind of make one whole moral of the story. The next book that I picked up was actually a Penguins classic, and it just came out on the day that I picked it up. And the manager thought that I was very lucky to get it because he sees that whenever this book comes in, it's snatched up right away, and it's the Quest of the Holy Grail. And of course you know why it was snatched up right away. This is super famous, super popular. It's about Lancelot and the Quest for the Holy Grail. The next book that I picked up was for my English literature course, and that is The Canterbury Tales by Schaffer. I think it is pronounced Chaffer or Schaffer. I don't know. I just learned this and now my brain is farting. That's what you want to call it. Yeah, anyways, this is a collection of many short stories, poems. I think it's poems. I only needed one of these. The Wife of Baths. The Wife of Baths. That's what I needed, but it only came with the rest of the Canterbury Tales, and whatever. I'll probably end up reading all of them because why not? The next books I picked up, pretty famous. I know they're pretty famous because at the bookstore today there's a whole shelf of different editions of this one book, and there's a movie made of it, and that's F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby. Pretty sure we all know about this. It's in the jazz period, a love story between a man and a woman in 1920s. Yeah, Jay Gatsby is in love with Daisy Buchanan, and yeah, I don't know much else about it. That's why I'm going to read it. But I have heard a lot about it, how good it is, from my friend and from people who've watched movies. So yeah. The next one is also F. Scott Fitzgerald. Tender is the Night. All of these books are for my English literature course, but don't know much about this one. The synopsis on the back is literally one sentence long. It says, the tragic and haunting story of Dick Dyer, a young psychiatrist whose career is thwarted and his genius numbed through marriage to the exquisite and wealthy Nicole Warren. Probably Warren. But yeah, and then they just have a list of all of his novels, which is quite a few. I did not know he had that many. I don't know much about F. Scott Fitzgerald, but I'm about to get into him. The next book I picked up is Silas Marner by George Eliot. I think this is about a weaver, a linen weaver who got banished or something from a community of some sort. And his only hope of finding love again is through this young abandoned boy, I think, is what I got from reading the synopsis on Goodreads. But you can go check out the synopsis yourself. But I just have to say, this one, look at the cover. I absolutely love the cover. This guy's facial expression, I don't know, it's just great. It's like me waking up in the middle of the night to feed my baby. The next book I picked up was The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot as well. I think it's about a woman. She adores her brother, but she has huge conflicts with her family and goes off and ends up maybe falling in love with three different people. And I'm not quite sure. I'm going to read it because it is on my list for my school, and so I will read it, and I will find out, and it will be included in a wrap-up. But yeah, that is also when I got these Penguin publications. Their covers are so beautiful. I love the artwork and just the pictures that they choose to put on their novels. So yeah, the next books I got, I was trying to read the synopsis to find out what they were, but the synopsis are so vague on these two books, this copy of the books. So anyways, the first one is The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. It's about a family with conflicts, and it just features a family with all these different characters that are apparently famous. Yeah, a very short synopsis. Doesn't really say anything about it. I would say that's a poor synopsis, but look at this. I think that's supposed to be an ocean and water, but it looks like lava because of the sun on it. Wow, it's really cool. Really cool. And then the next one is also by William Faulkner, and this is Light in August. I just love the cover art on this. It is so beautiful. Just, I love the two people walking on the road. And this one is also very vague with the synopsis. Something about a father with an unborn child, and this dauntless girl named Lena. I couldn't tell you anything else, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to pick it up. Just like I am going to pick up all of these eventually at some point, finding time. And the next books I picked up are also two books from the same author, and that is The Tenant of Wildfell Hall and Agnes Grey. This synopsis doesn't really say anything about it. I don't know what it is about these older copies, but they're not really saying anything about the synopsis. I literally read the whole thing, and I know basically nothing about it. Maybe she's a widow. She's wearing all black. Who knows? Who knows? Well, I'm going to find out. And The Tenant of Wildfell Hall is written in the 1840s. It's a 19th century, based in the 19th century, of women that are oppressed and women coming to strength and, finding themselves and fighting back and being strong, I'm pretty sure. So that'll be pretty cool to read about the adventures of how it kind of contradicts the social standing of oppression in women at that time. And I'm really looking forward to reading that. I did read Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. Didn't really enjoy it. I DNF'd it. I DNF'd it so hard. It's just so negative, and they just fight and hate each other so much, and it just drives me insane. And it's really weird. There's some really disturbing things in that novel. I do have to give it another chance though, because it is on the list. It is on the reading list. So yeah, we'll see how I feel about it then. The last 2 books of this book haul are Persuasion and Mansfield Park by Jane Austen. I have that beautiful copy of Jane Austen's novels over there that if you watched my introduction / bookshelf tour video, you will see it on the shelf. It's unfortunately not all of her works, but I did find the last 2 ones that I didn't have, only for $2, so of course I picked it up. And yeah, actually I have to read all of Jane Austen's works, and I'm so happy about that. This might take me, yeah, it might take me a while since I have a lot else going on. I'm also a mom, so I don't have as much time as a lot of other booktubers have to read, but I do read like crazy when I can, because I love it so much. I love it so much. So yeah, that's my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys were introduced to new books that you've never heard about before, because I've never heard about those books before. But yeah, and I hope they do give you an insight on my life and my reading life, and the journey I'm going to commence in the next year with reading. So yeah, I'll see you guys later in the next video.